Good morning, traders. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, traders. My name is Sithengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our QuickTrade technical analysis webinar or online session. Hi, Patricia. How's it? I'm happy you're back. I hope you gained a lot of information from the from the classes that you attended last week. Hi Andre, hi Cedric, hi Kumbulani, hi Lindiwe, Nicolene. Hello. Does anyone have anything to say before we start, guys? Because I mean, remember what I asked you guys to do for me. I asked you to go through. Uh, asked you to go through a couple of examples that we worked on Friday. Did anyone do anything? Did you guys encounter any issues that you perhaps want to discuss here? Okay, let's check that. Okay, Nicolene. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll explain these two now. Just give me just 1 second. Okay, let's delete this. Delete this. Good afternoon, Andre. Hi. But guys, before we carry on, did any one of you check anything in the market over the weekend? Did anyone check anything in this market over the weekend? It's SLM, it's Sanlam, Patricia. It's Sanlam. Okay, guys, this is what I said. I said the right time to check and analyze the market is when the market is closed so that you can plan your trades. So that when the market opens, you do not react to what the market is doing. You know what you're expecting, you know what to look out for. You just wait for those setups. If you get a good setup, you go in and you place the trade and you take your money. That's it. That's how you do it. Check while the markets are closed. Do not check whilst the markets are open because I mean you're going to get confused. You're going to be forced into going into some trades. You do not want to do that. Check while the market is closed so that you can prepare yourself. You know your levels, you know your entry, you know your take profit, you know your stop loss. And when the market opens, you just put them all in the market and you wait for the market to give you what's yours. Do not try to check it whilst the market is open. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the 220 moving average that you are looking for. The reason why I do not look at the 20-day moving average, guys, is because sorry, the 200 and the 50-day moving average is because the 10 simple moving average that we use, I'm not going to call it a 10-day or a 10-month. I'm just going to call it a 10 simple moving average that we use. The 10 simple moving average that we use, it applies across the board. You can change it from a daily time frame to a weekly time frame to a monthly time frame. It works everywhere. If the share is trading above the 10 simple moving average on a monthly time frame, that is well, I mean, very close to the 200-day moving average. It's very close to a 200-day moving average, but the problem with applying the 200-day moving average on a daily time frame for me is that there is a lot of volatility that happens sometimes. I mean, the share seesawing, not really understanding where it's going. But I mean, if I use the 10 simple moving average on a monthly chart, it smoothens out all that noise. It filters out all that noise that you get when you are looking at a daily chart, applying when you look at a daily chart, applying the 200 moving average or overlaying that chart with the moving average, 200 moving average. Okay, let's try and get what I'm saying. I'll first give you this is AVI. I don't know if you'll get a good picture of what I'm talking about. Let's try and use the monthly time frame. Okay, this is the monthly time frame. It's been trading above the moving average since 2016, beginning of the year, around March 2016. And it's still up. This year it tried to come down to our moving average down here. It was, well, I mean, this month, yeah, it came down there this month and shot back up. The buyers came in numbers and they pushed the price up. I know that there is a trend line there. We are not really analyzing this stock, but I mean, let's just draw this trend line. Okay, you have a trend line here on AVI, a rising trend line. You have our moving average here being touched, and you have the stock reversing and moving higher. That is a good reason for one to go in and buy the share, because I mean, there is confluence. There are there are there are buyers around that level, and you have your moving average showing you that the stock is supported there, acting as a dynamic I mean, as a dynamic support there for you. Okay, now let's remove this line. It's on a monthly time frame. Now let's change it to, I'll change this one. I'll change it to 200 and change my time frame to daily. Okay. Here, here we have the 200 moving average overlaid on this chart. Well, I mean, it's almost similar to the 10-day that we used on monthly moving on a monthly time frame. You see that every time the price touches your 200, it reverses and move higher. You see here, it just came close to the moving average. It turned and it started moving higher. So I don't know if you are able to do this. Maybe what you can do, if you want to, if you want to try and apply maybe the 200-day moving average. But I mean, there's nothing really special to me about the 200-day moving average. What you can do, maybe you can apply a, let's do this. You can apply a 10-day moving average. You can do this. You can actually do this. You can have your 200 day, because I mean, the 200-day moving average is very important. It's a very big I mean, moving average. All smart all smart guys or the smart investors or the institutional fund managers, they apply the same, oh, sorry, the 200 moving average. So if you have your 200-day moving average, maybe, and your 10-day moving average, the same one that we apply all the time, maybe you can do that maybe as another strategy that you have those two together. I know most guys look at the 50 also, but I do not like the 50. I'd rather have a 50 and a 10 and a 200. You know that when the stock is trading below the 10 simple moving average, you do not do anything. If it goes above your 10 simple moving average, then you can go in and buy. If it goes below, you do nothing. Goes above, you go in and buy. That I can do. Applying the 10, the 10 simple moving average and the 200 simple moving average. Do you guys understand? Are you okay with that? You can do that, but I don't want to get you guys confused because I mean, you may end up getting confused by using all these indicators all at once. Okay, now let's remove the 10. Let's up. Okay, let's change this to 50. You wanted to see the 50. Well, I mean, if you can use if you can use the 200 and the 10, I think you can get better results because I mean, you are using the 10 to time your entries and your exits, and we are using your your 200 as a longer time frame, or I mean for the big picture. If you want to see a bigger picture of what is going on in the market. The 50-day moving average for me, I don't like it. Uh, I mean, people use it, but I don't like it. It's not very accurate for me. Like if you check it here, you see here on the 5th of Feb, the price crossed below the moving average. Here it went down towards the 200, but but then again, if you're a long-term investor, maybe you can use this area as your buy entry, as your entry to go in and buy this market, because I mean you are buying between these two, between the 50 and the 200. You can actually do that every time where you get your 50, your price between, sorry, your price between the 50 and the 200. Maybe you can use that area as a buy zone. You can do that. You can use it as a buy zone, but the problem is that the 50 to me is not very accurate. That's the reason why I do not really like it. I don't like it. That's why I prefer using maybe something that's more sensitive, like maybe the 10 simple moving average. Okay, Patricia. Okay, okay, Patricia. You're saying, Sitha, when you're finished with the indicators, where would you suggest on this chart? Okay, resistance. Okay. Okay, we'll have a look at it, Patricia, and see if we are not trading in an uncharted territory. It looks like we are trading in some uncharted territory here. The market where the area where we've never actually been to before, so it's very difficult to see your resistance, or well, I mean, it's impossible to get resistance when you are trading when you're producing higher highs every time on a chart, because I mean there is nothing to compare against. So really there's no resistance on this chart currently. For us to get a resistance, the price would have to maybe 10. You see where it is, where I have that dot there. The price would have to, I mean, 10, reverse and come down. Then we're going to have that area where I have my chart as some resistance. But right now there is no resistance. Like here, when the price was going down, where we have our dotted line, that area was our resistance. But I mean, As soon as the price went below, went above that 110.79 area, that area became support. So there is no resistance there anymore. There is no resistance there anymore. There is no resistance there anymore. We only have support. Let me see if we cannot spot the support area there. Well, our support is around 113 or 112.98. That's where it's at. So, I mean, right now it looks like the price is really going up. So, I don't know whether we are going to continue seeing new higher highs all the time. Oh, okay. Okay, it's very difficult to work out the take profit target there, Patricia. But I mean, you can always go in and buy and make sure that maybe you're using your 10-day simple moving average. As long as you maybe your 10-day, the price is still trading above your 10-day simple moving average, you can just sit on the trade and wait for the market to continue moving higher. If it fails to move higher, it will break below your moving average, and you can use that maybe even as your stop loss. The day it closes below its moving average, you can just go in and close the trade and get out, because it would mean that maybe the momentum is shifting or it's changing from being bullish to becoming bearish. So yeah, I think that's how maybe you can do it, Patricia. I don't know if I make sense. Nicolene is saying, so how does one determine TP on AVI? Well, I mean, you can use your risk, your risk and reward. You can use your risk and reward. If you see that your maybe your risk is 5 rand on that trade or 100 rand on that trade, you say that you want your profit maybe to be like 20 or to be like 10 or 20. So you just need to make sure that your risk reward ratio is well balanced. I think that's the only thing that I can actually use to determine where to put my take profit there. Otherwise, you can just ride it until it decides to change. When it changes, you can take your profits there. Like you wait for it to rise until it breaks below the moving average. The time it breaks below the moving average is the time that you can go in and get rid of the stock. Okay, so would you basically estimate and then watch the performance of the market? Well, I mean, this is a different strategy, guys. This is not a strategy where you are looking for a specific target. Let's say maybe you want to buy a stock. You say as long as MTN is still trading above its 200-day moving average, I'm not going to sell MTN. There are people who trade like that. When it breaks below the 200-day moving average, they go to the stock and close it, because it's now closing, I mean, trading below its moving average. But I mean, there are those that have specific targets that they are looking for. That if the stock maybe goes up 10%, I want to capture that 10% and get out of the market. But I mean, the problem with that strategy is that I mean, from what I've observed over time, is that even if you capture that 5 or 10% that you want to capture in the market tends to move even higher after that. So you get to miss out on some huge upside when the market is going up. If you decide maybe to target just 10%, you check the stock maybe 3 months later, it's up 25 or 30%. But I mean, if you are in short-term trading or you are a trader, I think maybe that is the strategy that you can use to trade and make money off of the market. But I mean, if you want to be a little bit of a long-term investor, you can maybe use your moving averages to keep you in and out of the market, depending on how good or bad the market conditions are. But for you guys, I think the 50-day moving average is out. I would rather use the 200 and the 10-day moving average. Okay, this is what you do, Patricia. You say, okay, this market is moving up, so I will go in, buy this market as long as it is still trading above maybe my moving averages. I'll keep that position. The moment it breaks below them, you get out of that position and you watch the market. That's the only thing that you can actually do there. Guys, does anyone have a follow-up questions on what we've just touched on now? Does anyone have any question that is just unique for him or herself in her own trading? Sure. The full name for AVI is, I think it's Angloval Industries. I think it's Angloval Industries. Uh, they own some good brands. Amongst the brands that they own, I think they own. I think it's Beats. It's a clothing retailer, and a couple of others. I'll check for you now. I'll check for you now. Well, I mean, yeah, guys, they have. I've just checked now. They have a lot of things that they are doing. They are involved in marketing, processing, and manufacturing of food, beverages, footwear, and cosmetics. So the company that I mentioned, Spitz, yeah, is amongst those, and they manufacture food also. I think Joko and all these other brands, I think they own them. I think Simba Chips also, I think is a part of their group, but I'm really not too sure about that one. But I mean, yeah, that's the space they're in. Yeah, definitely, you're right. You're right, Nicolene. Yes, you're right. It's manufacturing. Thank you. Okay, Lindiwe. Okay, Patricia first. You said, would you mind having a look at TBS if anyone else is okay? Not anyone is okay. We'll have a look at it. Lindiwe. You want us to check RMI or RMH, sorry, run merchant. Okay, let's check TBS quickly. Well, I'm looking at TBS, the the monthly time frame. We have supports around 417.60 and supported also around 403 or 404. It hit our 10 simple moving average, sorry, 10 simple moving average and went higher. If we go to the 10 simple move, sorry, to the daily chart, we are not going to move those lines. We're going to keep them as they are. We're going to keep them as they are. Well, I mean, I've got the 200 moving average also here on this one. It came down. It came very close to our simple, sorry, 200 SMA, and buyers came in. They pushed the price up. It was around this buy zone or this support zone, and today the price came down to touch what is that low? 417.52, and currently it's now trading above Friday's high. So, this one, check. Sure. Guys, TBS to me does not really look like a buy for two reasons. You see, here we crossed and closed below the moving average on the weekly chart. I'm not going to count this one. It was just 1 week. It was above, and this week again we're down. And right now we are here. We are just above our 417. It's very confusing to me. It's possible that we may still come down on this one. Let me see if there isn't any resistance nearby here. That resistance around 433. The resistance that we have is around 433. So if this stock maybe gets to 430, 433, I think there's going to be a lot of selling that's going to come its way. So for that reason, I do not really think that it is a good stock to be looking at for a long right now. I think maybe we must wait for it to go down lower towards maybe well, I mean towards 400, 405 there, around 400, 405. Yeah, I think you can go in and buy this one. I think you can go in and buy it. Maybe Patricia, you can tell me what you were looking at. There's no issue there. You can just tell me maybe what you were looking at, so that maybe I can try and correct you there. Well, Nicolene, if you, oh, sorry, Patricia, if you look at the monthly is looking good. The monthly is looking good. You are trading above your moving average. I think the problem there is the entry, timing your entry on your daily time frame. I think maybe it's better to buy this at maybe anywhere between 400 and 4 and 4, anywhere between 400 and 410. Anywhere there, I think you can go in and buy it. Otherwise, buying right away at these levels, I mean, anything can happen because I mean, first of all, we are trading below our daily moving average. Daily moving average, we are trading below it. You want to be above the moving average for us to buy this market. Please hold for me. Hold on for me. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay. Okay. No, I wouldn't buy TBS right now. I'd wait for it to give me a clear signal before I go in. We are trading up, I mean, below our moving average, so that shows that there is enough bearish pressure on it. So until we break above the 10 SMA, I'm not going to get involved. Okay, let me see other questions. Okay. Okay, Patricia saying I looked at it this morning. TBS is above the MA both in the monthly and daily this morning. I misread them. Okay, one then. Okay, yeah, that's perfect, Patricia. I thought it might bounce. Okay. No, it's fine, Patricia. Don't worry about that. Okay. Okay, Nicolene, your question is how can I get info on what shares fall in what industries? I don't know what you mean there. I don't understand. Maybe I'm not understanding your question. Okay, let's move on to RMH. Okay, RMH is up. What is the 200-day moving average here? Oh, okay. Well, I mean RMH is up, but you. Lindy, well, I think RMH, I think RMH is a good stock. It's been rising together with all other financials. It has been rising, so it's doing very well. I don't know what it's going to do here, because I mean where we are now, we are trading around uncharted territories. We've never actually been to these levels before. It is the first time that we are here, so. Well, I mean, there's a good chance that if the market maybe decides to pull back a bit, that we could see maybe the price of the stock coming back down maybe to 83, 84 levels if the market does decide to pull back. But I checked the S&P 500. I think we did touch on it on Friday. I checked the S&P 500 this morning when I came in. I saw that they had a positive close on Friday, and they broke some resistance, I mean, levels that we had on our chart. And it looks like the market in the States is really going to, I mean, get a bit of a run over the next couple of days. I think it's going to really a bit, but I mean, we'll wait and see how things really unfold there. Okay, it's fine, Cedric. Well, I mean, are you happy with this one, Lindy? Are you happy with RMH? Before maybe we move on to something else, because I mean, it's still trading above its 10-day moving average. It's rising, so I think it's good. Let me see if I show this. Uh, maybe another thing that you can draw is that rising trend line that I've just drawn here. Let's see how it reacts towards that trend line that I've just drawn there. Starts here, got tested here, and is getting tested here for the second time. Let's see if this market can take it out. If we, I mean, close above that trend line in a daily time frame or at the end of the trading session, then we may have a situation of RMH running here. I think we may see RMH running a bit, but at the moment it looks like it may be disturbed by that line that I've just drawn there. Entry, I wouldn't enter this one right away. I'll wait for the price maybe to take out that rising trend line that I've just drawn above the price there, because I mean that could act as a ceiling to the price. It could prevent the price from going higher. The price could maybe pull back a bit before going up too much. So I wouldn't buy this one like right away, Lindy. If you don't agree with me, Lindy, you can say so. That I don't agree with you. I don't have any issues with that. Okay, yeah, let's monitor this one, Lindy. Okay, Cedric wants us to have a look at silver. Don't know why silver, but let's check it out. Sure. Okay, Patricia, if you are talking about the trend line, it must be tested at least 3 times. I mean, even if it's two, it is still a trend. But I mean, if you are looking for strength, it makes sense for it to be tested more than 3 times. But I mean, two is okay if it's in the direction of the market. If it's in the direction of the main market, not an issue. You can do that. Yeah, this one, Cedric, is very difficult. It's like it has been trading sideways for quite some time. It has been trading sideways for quite some time. It's under pressure. It looks like it has support at 1572. There is very strong support around 1572 and very strong support around 1572. Overhead resistance is at 1691. You can say 1691 is there is some overhead resistance on silver. As you can see, the 200 moving average is above the price also. That means that the price hasn't, sorry, the price on a monthly time frame, when you're using the 10 simple moving average alone, the price is still trading below the simple moving average. So for that reason, maybe I wouldn't want to get involved on this one. I know that there is a falling trend line that we have here. There's a falling trend line that we have here. Let me draw it. Let me draw it. Let me draw it. Let me draw it. Okay, let's just do this. Let's put it here. Okay, it's a there is that falling trend line. Sure. I don't know if we are going to be able to go past that falling trend line there. But I mean, let's watch and see. Maybe over the next couple of days, you can just watch and see if it does not go up beyond that point there. But I mean, 1691 is the level where I think we can get a lot of sellers on this one. I think you can get a lot of sellers on silver. Let's just quickly go check the monthly. See how it. No, man, it's been trading sideways a lot. He has been trading sideways a lot, and right now we are below our 10 simple moving average on a day on a monthly time frame. 1740 on the monthly is the level to look out for. If not 1740, maybe 1760. I think 1760. This one is very difficult, Cedric. It hasn't really given us anything to look forward to. It's just been trading sideways. I cannot really see anything exciting about this one. You're welcome, Cedric. Okay, let's look at BGA, Barclays, Nicolin. This is the monthly chart. I'm using a line chart just to pick the turning point here. This turning point. Well, we are trading above that turning point now. We're trading above that resistance. We had resistance around 190, 199, 200 on Barclays, and we are trading above that. Barclays is in a rising trend, but it's very important that we keep an eye out for that level there, 199, 200. Every time when the price gets there, the price gets tested. I think if we can take that area out clearly, we are definitely going to move higher beyond 200. But at the moment, 200 looks like our main support. Any daily close below the moving average at these levels, like this where we are trading today, any daily close below the 10 simple day moving average and below 200 there, or around 198. If the price gets to 198 and the moving average is above, there's a good chance that we will see a Barclays coming off. But at the moment, to me, it looks like it is still a buy, but you must be very careful to check what it does around that 199, 200 area, because I mean that area is some serious resistance for us. Sorry, support for us. It was resistance. The price broke through that. It came back to test that area for a bit, and the price started moving higher again. So that area is very important. If it keeps trading sideways like that, there's a good chance that we could see the price of Barclays flying from there. Okay, guys. Well, Nicolene, are you happy with that? Is there anything else that you want me to check on Barclays? Maybe let me just quickly check maybe what's happening on a weekly chart. Yeah, it looks like it's a true breakout, but let's wait and see what happens going forward. But I mean, around that 199, 200 area, there's a good chance that we're going to be supported. But I mean, any close below that could see the price of Barclays coming down maybe towards 170. But at the moment, I do not really see that happening. I do not see that happening at the moment. Okay, let me show you another currency pair that I was looking at earlier, or that we looked at earlier today. So let's delete our 200 day moving average there. The Euro GBP, we are looking at it. We think that Euro GBP, there is an opportunity there to go in and sell it. Well, I mean, last month we closed below well, it closed below our moving average, but I'm not really too happy about what's happening here. The story that is happening here is very confusing. I'll show you what story I'm talking about. Wednesday, is it Wednesday or Tuesday? Let me check. Wednesday is the last day of Feb. Is the last day of Feb. Okay, guys, I'm done with the working client that I had to deal with. Okay, we have these two levels. I'm looking at these two levels. Uh, this one is point triple. No, it's double H 9, and this one here is 0.87644. I mean, this stock since October 2017, is it even October? Since July 2017, it hasn't closed the month below this point here. Below this point here, it hasn't closed the month below this point here. You see this dotted line here? It hasn't closed the month below this dotted line. That's my main worry. That the end of the month is in 2 days' time. So I do not expect this market to have a dramatic fall around this time of the month. Although I feel, I mean, it still has some room to drop a bit, but I think it's a high risk trade with regards to the analysis that I'm referring to here. That it hasn't closed any month below this dotted line here. So taking a short on this one is not, I think it's not a good idea, because I mean, if you check, the first time we were supposed to actually go short on this one was around the 16th of Feb, and that never happened. And right now we are trading right at the bottom of this range. So I wouldn't really rush in to take this one. I think it's too risky. I think it's too risky, guys. But I mean, I thought maybe we should just have a look at it. That this is the trade that we are looking at. We think that it could come down maybe down to this thinner dotted line that I have at the bottom. It's possible, but I don't think that I like it. I think it's too risky. Maybe in the first 2 or 3 days of March, we could see it maybe shooting lower, but I don't like it. Guys, any other questions? Andre, you haven't asked a question. Big guy, please ask. Nicolene, you've been asking. Patricia, I've been asking. Cedric also was asking. Andre hasn't asked yet. Please ask Andre if there's anything that you want to find out. Oh no, that's good, man. That's good. Okay. Okay, let's look at Bulletin. We looked at Bulletin a few days ago, and we said Bulletin was a buy. I hope you guys got involved in Bulletin. Who is not involved in Bulletin, guys? Bulletin seems to be doing well, but I'll tell you what my only issue is here. My only issue here right now is that we are trading below our moving average. Although I like the way that our moving average looks, you see it's flattening out a bit, trying to turn, pointing up. That is a good sign. But I mean, we haven't had any close above our 10 SMA there. The moment or the day we get the close above our SMA, because I mean we have good support. We had good support around 240, 241 where we first went in. It was good support there. We were really supposed to go in and buy it, but I mean now we need to wait for a close above our SMA here. I mean, if we get a close above the SMA, I think the price will definitely move higher, maybe towards 264. Even if you are not involved yet, you can maybe go in at a later stage and buy Billiton. Any more questions, guys? Let's see. Okay, Patricia is okay. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions, I think maybe let's wrap it up here today, and we will come again tomorrow. I'll prepare for tomorrow's lesson between now and uh, 4 4:30, and tomorrow morning maybe we can try and maybe look at something else. As long as you guys understand, our basic strategy that we want to try and build upon, I'm okay. That's what matters to me. Guys, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.